Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for another week of story time. I'm Mr. Garrett, and we're going to get started with our weather forecast. So you can get your weather window out, and we'll do the weather together. So Thursday morning, the forecast is supposed to be cloudy and maybe a little rainy too. So get your sun out first, and we'll add that to the blue sky. It's bright out and it's daytime, but I'm going to add all these clouds. Not just one either, I'm going to add a bunch of them. It's going to rain. It's probably not going to have a lot of blue sky around. If you have the raindrops, you see any rain outside. Put some there. I'm not sure where my raindrops are right now. But the tree, you got to check on the tree. Because last week, the tree near my window had no leaves. But it is springtime now, so we're checking every week. And I don't have any leaves yet. But look at near the trees near your house and see if any of them have little leaves coming out yet. Because every week, we might start to see some more. So maybe next week. So that's the weather forecast for this week. So look outside the window and see if it came true. And use your weather window every day. Move them around whenever you look outside the window and see what the weather is. And I have a special little some artwork to share with you. Garrison and Theo, who watch Storytime every week, they stopped by the library the other day and brought in some artwork that they made for a couple of the stories that we did a few weeks ago. So remember Truck Goose? We did the trucks in the traffic. So this is Garrison's, and he made a lot of really cool detail here. He has someone crossing the crosswalk there. There's a stop sign that says stop. There's an ice cream truck right here. It's a really cool stripy truck right here. And I made a cupcake truck. That's really cool. And in the back there's a orange bus with passengers. So that's really cool. And we have some artwork from when we read the sign-off book. So there's one with a koala. So the koala escaped the sign, climbing a tree. And we have one with, I think, is an orca down here, and a dinosaur that's climbing a mountain. It's all kinds of creatures that escaped the yellow signs. Ooh, I didn't see this one before. Look, something running away. And this is Theo's. He made a dinosaur one. That's really cool. Looks like there's something growing in the grass right here. That's really cool. So they did an awesome job, and I was really happy to see their artwork when they stopped by. So I told them that I would show you, because I figured you would probably want to see them too. So if you ever have any artwork that you want to show on the video, let me know. And you can stop by the library and bring them in. All right, now it's time for story time. All right, so the story for this week is called Amy Wu and the Perfect Bow. If you notice here, the word bow is spelled B-A-O, which is different from when at the end of a play, when the audience takes a bow for the audience, that's a B-O-W. It sounds a lot like this, but this is actually a type of food. So on the back it says, it's one or more Chinese steamed buns with savory or sweet filling. So that sounds good. So it's a type of Chinese food. So this is our main character, Amy, and she's going to be making some food with her family. This book is by Kat Zhang, illustrated by Charlene Chua. Oh, we have our little cat explaining it. Bow like bow, not like bow. Special thank you to Aladdin Press for letting us read the book today. Oh, and there's Amy. Amy can do a lot of things. She can brush her teeth. She can tie her shoe. She can even do both at once. Sort of. The cat's helping her a little bit. Ooh, look at these guys. But there's one thing Amy cannot do. Any guesses what that is? She cannot make the perfect bow. That looks really good. Sometimes they come out too small. Small enough for an ant to carry. Sometimes they come out too big. Sometimes she adds too much filling. It's overflowing. Sometimes not enough. Cat's like, hey, where's the filling? And sometimes they fall apart before they reach her mouth. Ugh, what a mess. Amy's mom and dad make perfect bow. So does her grandma. Their bao are soft and fluffy and so, so delicious. Oh, so that's what they're supposed to look like. They look yummy. Amy could eat them all day, and sometimes she does. But today, Amy is going to do it. She's going to make the world's most perfect bao. Bao making is an all-day event. So she made a plan. Amy's dad starts in the morning, mixing together the ingredients for the dough. In the mixing bowl. Then it's time to knead. He pushes the dough and punches the dough, and Amy gives it a try too. It's kind of like if you ever go to like a pizza restaurant, you see the pizza chefs kind of kneading the dough and throwing it around. It's a lot like that. They leave the dough to rise. Amy keeps an eye on it, just in case. It grows bigger and bigger and bigger. Wow, so it started out that small and it got all the way up here. Dough is kind of cool. It grows the more you leave it. Amy's dad squishes the dough down just in time. He rolls it into a log and cuts it into pieces. Ooh, meanwhile, Amy's mom seasons meat for the filling. Look what she's putting in there. Garlic, mushrooms, pepper, salt, and ginger. Ooh, this sounds good. Everyone gathers around the table and rolls up their sleeves. It's time to get to work. Ooh, so now they're going to assemble everything. They have all their ingredients ready. Amy's first bao turns out a little funny. So does the second. Oh no. Look. The cat's like, oof, what happened? It's hard to know how much filling to add. Too little and the bao is sad and empty. Too much and, oops, leaked out. Good thing for the cat, though. It's also hard to pinch the bao shut just right. Pinch. And look at her face. She's like, very determined, trying to do it. Amy watches her mom make a perfect bao. She watches her dad make a perfect bao. Beautiful. And her grandma, too. She made 2 of them. They all try to teach her. Roll out the dough like this, says Amy's dad. Use just enough filling, says Amy's mom. Pinch, says Amy's grandma. And she's like, it's not working. She's very frustrated. But Amy's bao just aren't the same. They are too empty, or too fat, or they just have holes in them and they leak. Oh no. Maybe today won't be the day after all. Maybe Amy just can't make a perfect bao. Well, she looks very tired and a little frustrated, a little sad. And look, the cat's trying to comfort her. Then Amy has an idea. The pieces of dough were cut for grown-up hands, but Amy's hands are very small. She whispers her idea into her grandma's ear. What do you think her idea is? Ooh, are they gonna cut the dough smaller? Maybe, let's see. Amy's grandma cuts each piece of dough into 2 smaller pieces. Amy-sized pieces. Now they fit perfectly in Amy's palms. I have a feeling this is gonna work. Carefully, Amy rolls the dough so it's thicker on the inside and thinner on the edges. She adds just the right amount of filling, and she pinches it shut. And there it is. Amy's perfect bao. It's glorious. The cat's cheering her on. She makes another, and even more after that. She ran out of room. She has to put one on top of the cat. And she's a bao making master. Soon all the dough and filling are gone. Everyone is tired, but they're not done yet. Amy's grandma boils a big pot of water. It's time to steam the bao. Oh yeah, I forgot they haven't even cooked it yet. They're gonna steam it. Okay, so it's on the stove. Let's see. Amy keeps an eye on the steamer just in case. All her perfect bao, and all the imperfect ones too, are snug inside. The bao are done. Amy's mom lifts the lid off the steamer, and whoosh! Look at that. What is that? Steam, yeah. Out comes a puff of steam. Amy can't see anything at all. Whenever there's steam near my face, my glasses always fog up, so I can't see anything. The steam clears. They are Amy's perfect bow. They are not too small and they are not too big. They have just the right amount of filling and they do not leak. They are soft and fluffy and so, so delicious. Amy eats one, then another. Then she eats one of the not-so-perfect bow. And you know what? Kat's thinking, it tastes just as good. Sometimes it doesn't, food doesn't look perfect, but it can still taste really good. Whoop, and look. What did Amy do? She brought them to school to share with her classmates and her teacher. And whoop, there's the cat saying, hey, thanks for reading the book. The end. And at the end, we have a recipe and instructions about how to make them. So if you check this book out and you want to try to make them yourself, you can do that. And there we are. I don't know about you, but that made me feel very hungry. So if you have your craft packet, you can take that out now. If you don't have one of these, you can use a piece of paper and some crayons, and we're going to make a little meal together. All right, so in your packet this week, you'll see that you have some colorful pieces of paper and a picture of a plate. So if you don't have one of these, you can use a piece of paper and draw a circle and to make it look like a plate. And we're going to add some shapes to look like food on the plate. And just like in the story, remember how Amy and her family had a tradition of making food together, and they made it a certain way. And they kind of all gathered together to put the food together. I figured you probably have things like that you do at your house. So I was thinking back to when I was a kid, and my parents and I would make food together. My mom would show me how to make meatballs, and sometimes we make pie together, like apple pie, and soda bread, and things like that. I always enjoyed making lasagna with her too. So I figured I'm going to make some lasagna. But you can start to think about things that you make with your family. So I'm going to choose which colors I'm going to do for the lasagna. And you can choose which colors you'll need for your picture. So I think I'm going to use this yellow for the noodles. When I make lasagna, we always had little layers. Like little squiggles like that. Just gonna cut it like this. And add some layers of sauce. Like that. And maybe some cheese too. There's always cheese in there. I always like to sprinkle the cheese on top. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to glue this down. And then add some sauce, and then add a layer of the cheese. Pretend I'm sprinkling it on. And then another layer. Almost like a little pattern. Little stripes. So when you look at the side, you can see all the colors. There we go. Yummy. I'm going to add some other details too. I'm going to add a little bit of salad over here. And let's see, maybe a piece of bread over here. Cool. Be fancy. We'll add up some napkins too on the side. There we go. Nice. So you can keep adding details to your picture. You keep using the different colors and think about food that you like to prepare with your family, and you put it on the plate. So I hope you enjoyed that activity. So we'll be back next week at the same time, 10:30 on Thursday on our YouTube channel. You can stop by the library to get a craft bag because we'll have a new book for next week. So hope to see everyone really soon. Hope everyone has a really wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you all really soon. Take care, everyone.